Everybody, you know what? I'm just gonna talk. I got a lot of shit to say. So let's just start off. I'm gonna start off with quick sports, man. Just real quick. My Buckeyes play Penn State, number 3 versus number 6. You got a 5-star QB from Pennsylvania that's the starting quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and you got a 5-star quarterback from Ohio that's a starting quarterback from Pennsylvania State. Ohio State hasn't looked great in some people's eyes, but I don't think anybody's really looked great for real. I mean, it's a lot of parity, and I like it. So Ohio State has a stigmatism that they're really not going to be able to get rid of until they win a national title. I feel like Georgia had it a little bit, but Georgia, being in the SEC, didn't get it as much as Ohio State did. Ohio State has a high disrespect level. People just don't respect them. They think they soft, they overrated. They always kind of get their way. They get to squeeze in certain things because of program stature. To me, if you beat Ohio State, it's a program-defining win for teams. But if Ohio State beats them, it's the regular. And so, but when you've had that kind of success, that's kind of what you put yourself in. You got to put yourself in that hole. So it's good and bad, but just the disrespect is just out of control. People pretty much act as if Ohio State is a top 15 team. No, they're a top 3 or 4 team every year. Now they just have to get it done. That's just plain and simple. There's many things that we could talk about that could have switched or changed, but it's all about results, and people want results. And you know what? It's all about results. So they got to get it done. They don't look that great to me, but I like what they're going through because they're going through tough times because they're figuring it out. When you keep losing people to the NFL, people act like it's easy. It's not. But you just got to figure it out. McCord shows me some grit and toughness, and when his back is against the wall, he makes plays. This team makes plays. They're not rushing the passer like I like. The offensive line has issues. You know what I'm saying? So they got to figure it out. The times where we've had everything figured out, we be losing. We lost. And the 2 times that we won national championships, 2002 was crazy. It was a close game every game. Besides like the early season blowouts. It was stressful. It came down to the last second. Luckily, I was in my 20s then. In 2014, we went through 3 quarterbacks. We lost to Virginia Tech in Game 4. Ezekiel Elliott wasn't breaking tackles in Game 4 the same way he became the most dominant running back at the end of the season. You got to let him grow. But the one thing that I do see, even though we're playing a little more conservative, is that the defense is not giving up the big play. One thing that I will say, and we give too much credence to seniority. And seniority deserves respect, but the difference is that even like Urban Meyer when he was in Florida, he didn't do it as much when he came to Ohio State. Nick Saban, man, those coaches will play the best player. And we got some players that may not be as accomplished as some other players who are playing, but it's some dogs under there, and you know that, and you don't have to make them wait all the time. Our running back stable was supposed to be Travion, Mayan, and then it might have been behind Evan Pryor. Chip Trainum obviously came in there, and he's taking Mayan Williams carries. It's obviously, Travion is dope, but he can't stay healthy. Hopefully, they're just helping him so he can get through. He's a slight back, though, but he's definitely talented. But Dallin Hayden is obviously needs more carries. And you talk about you want a red shirt. Like, if everybody's trying to win a national championship, then the truth hurts. Just the same way Chip Trayanum has taken Mayan Williams snaps. Mayan almost had 800 or 900 yards, averaged like 5 or 6 yards a carry last year. But Trayanum was better. But when Trayanum kind of got his shot, not to his fault of his own, the offensive line wasn't blocking like they should be and things of that nature. He looked very pedestrian. Also, he needs to build. So I feel like Hayden needs to get more reps. I don't know about Pryor. He might. I just don't know. Coming off the multiple injuries. We'll see. Carnell Tate, Ennis, they need more reps. They need more reps. Because you got Jeremiah finna come in next year. I mean, Marvin will be gone. More than likely, Ibuka will be gone. Ibuka's injured. I mean, this is a chance for Fleming to step up. I know they got Johnson. He's an important player. Johnson is, you can use him as a Swiss Army knife and things of that nature. You just got to get him a couple touches, but you can't keep Carnell Tate off the field. I know you got Ballard, you got other people, but Tate is ready. Ennis, he ready. So I don't know how that works. The offensive line, somebody's going to have to catch a stray, wherever it is, that they won't, because it's some other people you just need to give them time. This is the time to give them time. Maybe not again, just get them reps. Now it's in the dog days of the season. This is when it's starting to get real. It starts to get real now and then in November, but if they're not doing what they're supposed to do, get them out of there. Defensive line, Jack Sawyer's a 5-star. They have him moving all around. He's making no impact. Tuialimio, TJ, I'm sorry if I mess his name up. TJ is a beast. He's starting to get more pressure. You see Mike Hall and Tyleek Williams, they're starting to get more pressure, but they're also trying to play control too. But if I'm correct, Jackson and Curry, they need more reps. They need more reps because they hungry. We know the linebackers, Eichenberg and Chambers, I like them. I wish they would have went to the NFL. Not being funny. You got Simon and Hicks behind them. Hicks needs to get on the field. And especially since we're playing a little more conservative, so everything is not attacking. Eichenberg is at his best when he's going forward, not going backwards. That's not a knock on him. That's just what it is. He's not going to get put out. He's an All-American candidate. And Chambers, he's all right, but if Simon is good, but y'all need to figure out, whether they're linebacker, it's for passing downs or whatever. You got to, because sometimes that spark, maybe you don't have to send that many people because we're not getting to the rusher. We're not getting to the quarterback with just 4. And then you got the secondary. Styles is a hybrid linebacker safety, but it seems like he's being used to play, but he's not being used like how a Jabril Peppers and a Saren Steele, like how a lot of like a Jalen Ramsey, like those star position type players where they get to make an impact. He's the one that for this to go, he needs to be all over the field. And he's all over the field, but he ain't all over the field where you can feel his impact. And he's 6'4", 230, and is as fast as anybody. Because somebody has to make an impact. They're playing well, but they're not making, the defense is playing well. They're playing really well. Besides a couple counter trays and, as far as certain sweeps in between the tackles that they need to get together, the defense is playing really well. So I'm not knocking them, but you need somebody to dictate pace. Denzel's doing good. but he may be out for this game. Matthews, the rookie, he's nice. You got Hancock, Igbunessen, my Nigerian brother. He's cool. You got Proctor and Ransom. They're better on the back end, but they're playing in between a bend and don't break and kind of pressing. So they're in between. They don't want to go too far either the other way. And I feel like you just need to find a good mix to get it in. So it's going to be interesting. Ohio State was on upset alert against Western Kentucky. Ohio State was on upset alert against Notre Dame. And now, there's nothing wrong with people thinking this will be the year because Ohio State doesn't look as explosive as they look, that they will fall to Penn State. They're evenly matched. I'm a Bucks fan. I just see they'll figure it out. Kyle seems to know he figures it out. It may not look pretty, but he figures it out. He doesn't really fold under pressure, which I like. So I'm gonna go Ohio State with that. Justin Fields, hopefully his thumb gets better. I'm tired of talking about it. Like I said, I just want Justin Fields. We actually have a team. Everybody's talking about they want to blow it up. Why would you? It doesn't make sense to blow it up when you spent all this money in free agency just this year. You need to continue to put the right pieces around. The offensive line that you invested in for the Bears has not been held. They have not had their offensive line at 100% all year. And we didn't know injuries happened, but how can you? The offensive line was the issue, along with Justin. And look what happened. He got injured again. And people can say he's holding on to the ball too long and everything of that nature, but between that and play calling, if Justin leaves, I'm ready to leave. And then all they need to do is trade Eddie Jackson and Jalen Johnson. And I'll be about done anyway because everybody keeps on talking about a reset. I saw the cupboard bare in Jacksonville, and Doug Peterson went there, and they gave Trevor pieces to where they can build a foundational block to where he can succeed, and then they can build upon that. I see somebody else that came in. Doug Peterson, Lawrence ain't his quarterback. Why nobody ever says that he had to be married to him. And at one point, and around this time last year, Justin Fields was playing better than Lawrence. Lawrence actually has more turnovers than Justin Fields, but he looks better. He's in a system that is catered to him, that's friendly to him. And so they got him Christian Kirk. They got him Evan Ingram. And now they got him Calvin Ridley to go with ATN. Last year, you stripped the Bears of all assets, and then you just asked him to get it out the mud. So he went from ground 2 back to ground 0. Has stayed at ground 0 because they lost 13 or 14 in a row, but now you expect to jump. And you gave him adequate pieces. The defense, that's supposed to be our specialty. We have no edge rushers. If you don't have any edge rushers, I don't get it. If you can't generate pressure, and our secondary hasn't been healthy, our main acquisition, Tremaine Edmonds, who I like, but we gave up Roquan Smith, which I said, okay, I see the vision, but if you gave him up, and now look at him. He's doing what he is. Now he's one of the best 2 linebackers in the league. It's just not adding up. It's not adding up. And so nobody cares that there's a lot of injuries because it's just a result business. I just hope Fields is able to come back and just play well. And if Chicago wants Tyler Badger to be the QB, go ahead. Let Justin come to Atlanta, man. I ain't wishing nothing wrong on Desmond Ridder, but let Justin go somewhere where he'll be appreciated, man. Where he'll be able to succeed. Everybody seems to fucking forget that Tua didn't look good. Tua didn't look good till he got Mike McDaniel. And Tyreek Hill. And then life drastically changed. When you got an excellent play caller. They forgot about them first 2 years when they was trying to get Tom Brady and everything like that. Like, this wasn't like 3 years ago. This was last year. The only thing that stopped Tua was that he got injured. But before then, he didn't look great. So people, and they had a team that was winning in spite of Tua. So, people do what they want to do. But that's enough about. I just wanted to say that about my teams, my two teams. Well, team and a half. Bears. We're gonna see. Now I'm gonna switch the conversation. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. Let's switch it up real quick. This is just some shit I want to, If people that know me, they know I'm laid back. I'm easygoing. I'm real chill. You don't really, the thing that I don't like is disrespecting when people play you. But that shit comes in all forms. It comes from every angle. You see what I'm saying? And the thing is, when shit like that happens, when things like that happen to you, you got to be able to assess the situation. A lot of times everybody says to be emotionless, to judge without emotion until you get drawn into some shit that draws out emotions. You know what I'm saying? And during those times is when you really need to motherfucking put that chin up, assess shit for what it is, and then be able to move on and go about your business and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be thinking about a lot of shit that, shit that has occurred over the years. And, my friends always be like, you too nice and everything. And my response is, cause a lot of shit that happens to me is with people I'm cool with. And so what I'm going to do, fight all my friends. Anytime you want to cuss people out, like, I feel like I'm gonna keep it 100. All that anger, I mean, I be mad as fuck, and that shit irritates me. But gotta learn to do with that shit what you need to do with it. Make the proper assessment and move on. Not being heartless, but I don't think motherfuckers is worth my time to fucking cuss them out or air my grievances. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? People don't give a fuck. People gonna do what they do anyway. You see what I'm saying? And to be honest, I feel like I'm way too player to even give you that fucking satisfaction to know I put that much time and energy. Just think about it. You put all that time and energy and to tell a motherfucker how you really feel and you show your emotions and they still don't give a fuck. So now you feel stupid, you look stupid, you make that makes you even madder because they didn't react how you wanted them to react. And then they got the upper hand on you. So whatever situations occur, man, if you're able to have a conversation with somebody that's ready, that's cool to have a conversation, and y'all able to grow from it and stuff like that, I'm all down for that. Communication is very key, and sometimes there's certain things that should be said that need to be said. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the other parties don't know. They may not know what they're doing. But for most shit, people know what the fuck they do. Whether it's done in malice or not, people are pretty smart. And so some things ain't needed to be said. It's not needed to be said at all. You just deal with that shit. You just deal with it, man. And just deal with people accordingly. For some people, they gonna say something when they see them. They may text message them. They may give them the cold shoulder when they see them. They may let them know that their attitude's present and nah. You see, for me, just carry on with my motherfucking life. Maybe have a conversation or two with people I trust. Maybe see if I went wrong. I mean, everybody has their way of telling a story. I try not to tell a slanted story so I can get honest feedback. Everybody's not like that, and that's cool. But my advice would be, man, focus on what you got to do, because people do what they want to do. And usually when shit happens, if you just stay on the straight and narrow and continue, people are going to double back. It always, especially once you're completely through the situation and you've moved on, and people could tell like you've moved on. You got that air about you, like I ain't even worried about that shit. Like that's when they try to come back around, and then, for some people they get sucked back in because they be like they cool. Some people they just may not care about it anymore. But whatever situations arise, shit's wild out here. When you step off, the people say they want to be outside, they want to be in the streets. That's figuratively speaking, but whether you're figuratively saying it or if you're really in the streets or at the dating scene, which is the streets to me, you know what I'm saying? You know what the streets are? It's a losing situation. Most relationships fail. Most street shit fail. Even when you you get a job, most jobs fail. Most people rarely only just have one job for life. You see what I'm saying? You usually go through a multitude of jobs. So you really just got to take the lessons that you learn and then just move on. You know what I'm saying? See the good things and the bad things. Analyze the situation with the people. See if you can see where they're at in life. Sometimes that lets you have like, okay, I get where they at. That doesn't mean you forget what they did, but you can just be like, all right, just keep on pushing, man, because this shit hard. Life hard anyway, you know what I'm saying? This dating scene shit is whack as fuck. It's whack. It's whack. It's whack. It's so fucking whack. So many contradictions and, it seems hopeless, man, but I'm not a hopeless person because I have belief and I believe in the power of the tongue and the power of the word. It seems hopeless, but it's not. Because the same way you could be in a job that you don't like, all you need to do is just keep focusing and push that energy, and you just need to find that one right job that you do like. And that's the same thing with a relationship. So, if you come in with pure intention, just hopefully find that right person that you can be around. Get you up out of these streets, man. Because, shit's worrisome as hell, man. That's all I'm going to say. It is. Motherfuckers be trying to, I don't know what the fuck they be on, but they be on some other shit. And that's what the streets is, some other shit. And that's all right too, you know what I'm saying? Because if you out here, so you may not be playing, but sometimes people make you play the game, you know what I'm saying? So just know what it is, stay true to yourself. And will and put yourself into better situations. If you don't like your situation, change it. Me, I've been on and off of working out. I need to change that shit. I am going to change that shit. I don't need to. I will change that shit immediately. I'm putting it out there because I keep, I be asking, but, I just do it. Do it at your pace. Because you're doing it for you and you ain't doing it for anybody else. So do it for yourself, man. Stay sane for yourself. Keep peace for yourself. Be genuine, no ulterior motives, Just love yourself, man. Because these motherfuckers out here crazy.